Hi, welcome you all to the next sessions of Advanced Accounting. In this session, we will be starting with illustration 6 of page number 4.27 of your textbook. Let's start with. From the following trial balance of Shivaji Cooperative Credit Society Limited, Kolhapur, as on 31st March 2016, prepare profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2016 and balance sheet as on that date after considering the adjustment given below. That means you have to prepare profit and loss account and balance sheet for the current accounting period, that is 2015 and 2016. Trial balance as on 31st March 2016. Share capital authorized and paid up. They have given you authorized capital here. In previous problem they haven't given authorized capital, so the paid up capital was taken to the liability side under the head share capital. But here, as they have given us the authorized capital, so we have to take authorized capital to the liability side, that is under the head share capital. Write A authorized capital, take the total to the outer column and underline 2. Make it to underline. Why? Because we don't have to consider this total into final calculations. Paid up capital total we have to consider it into final calculations. Next we have cash credit BCCD bank. Okay, then we have is interest on loans, then sales of loan forms, then dividend on shares, then we have interest on fixed deposit, dividend equalization fund, reserve fund, common government fund, building fund, balance of profit and loss account, loan to members. Then we have in that loan to members we have modern term, emergency, investment of reserve fund to fixed deposits, investment in shares of KDCC bank, then interest on cash credit, honorarium to secretary, printing and stationery, annual general meeting expenses, telephone and telegram charges, audit fees, traveling expenses, general expenses, furniture, advertisement, insurance, cash in hand, cash at bank. This was our trial balance item. Adjustment: provide 5% depreciation on furniture. Depreciation on furniture. Then we have is accrued interest on investment is 1000. 1000 interest on investment is 1000. Interest on investment. So it is on the interest on fixed deposits. Then we have as ऑनरेरियम पेएबल टू सेक्रेटरी. सेक्रेटरी के सैलरी में जो है वो ऑनरेरियम पेएबल टू सेक्रेटरी, द एडजस्टमेंट इज ऑन ऑनरेरियम टू सेक्रेटरी. Stock of stationery on 31st March 2016 was 500. That means the adjustment is on printing and stationery. Then we have provide bad and doubtful debts, that is 500. Bad and doubtful debt will always be less from loan and cash credit if debtors are not given. Interest on cash credit, investment, okay. This is a separate adjustment. We'll look for this adjustment in the practical session. Okay. Now chalo, we'll start with the problem solving. Before starting with the problem solving, we need to prepare a format of profit and loss account and balance sheet. In profit and loss account format, we have to start with the name of the company, what they have given in the question. In the books of Shivaji Cooperative Credit Society Limited, Kolhapur, profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2016. Profit and loss फॉर द ईयर एंडेड 31st March 2016. ये हमारा करंट अकाउंटिंग पीरियड का डेट है. एंड क्रेडिट कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी, ये जो है शिवाजी कोऑपरेटिव क्रेडिट सोसाइटी, ये हमें प्रॉब्लम के हेडिंग में ही दिया है कि हमें किस कंपनी, किस कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी का अकाउंट प्रिपेयर करना है. एक्सपेंसेस अमाउंट, इनकम अमाउंट. इन एक्सपेंसेस वी हैव 16 schedules, 16 head, I mean to say, not schedules. Then first one is interest, then we have bank charges, In that we have salaries and allowances to staff, then we have contribution to staff provident fund, salaries and allowances to managing director, attendance fees and traveling expenses of directors, traveling expenses of staff, rent rates and taxes, postage, telegram and telephone charges, printing and stationery, audit fees, general expenses, bad debts or provision for bad debts. Then we have depreciation on fixed assets, then land income and expenses and other items. Clear to it? Next, on the credit side, that is income side, we have interest received, then we have interest dividend received on shares, then we have commission, then we have miscellaneous income, then we have land and equipment expenditures. ये हुआ हमारा प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट का ये format. Now we have format of balance sheet. In balance sheet format, balance sheet as on 31st March 2016, liability inner amount, external amount, income, assets inner amount, external amount. In liability side we have 12 heads, that is share capital, then we have reserve funds and provision, then we have staff provident fund, then we have secured loans, unsecured loans, then we have deposits, current liabilities and provisions, then we have unpaid dividend, then interest accrued due but not paid, then we have other liabilities, and then we have profit and loss account. And another one is contingent liability, which they have not given here, but that has to be included here. Then we have as asset side में cash and balance, bank balance, investment, then we have investment of staff provident fund, then we have loans and advances, then we have sundry debtors, then we have sundry asset current assets, then we have fixed assets, miscellaneous expenses and losses, other items, profit and loss account and current losses. इतने हमारे 2 accounts है, and this much are the heads what we need to learn. Now we'll solve the problem one by one. Am I clear to it? Okay. First one is share capital, in that authorized capital and paid up capital. Share capital, first one is authorized capital, that is 10 lakh. We have underlined it, that means ये total हमें हमारे ये amount हमें totaling में नहीं लेना है. Then we have subscribed and issued capital, that is 6 lakh. This total of capital we have to take into consideration. Next we have is cash credit, KDCC bank, that is 1,35,000. This will be under cash credit. Unsecured loan, cash credit, that is KDCC bank, 1,35,000. Next we have is interest on loans, interest on loans, that is 1,20,000. This is on the credit side, that means this is our profit. Interest on loan 1,20,000, and उस interest on loan पे we have an interest on loans, that we have an adjustment for this, that is interest, right? Interest accrued on investment. Okay, investment पर है ये, not on loans. ठीक है, 1,20,000. Then we have sales of loan forms, that is 200. Again it is on the income side under the head miscellaneous income, that is sales of loan form, that is 200. Cleared? Okay. Next one we have is dividend on shares. Dividend on shares is 4,000. Again it will go under income side of profit and loss account. Dividend received on shares, that is 4,000. Then we have is interest on fixed deposit, that is 7,000. Again it is your income, it will move on the income side, that is interest on investment on fixed deposit 7,000. अभी इस पर एडजस्टमेंट है, क्या है? इंटरेस्ट अक्यूड ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट अमाउंटेड टू ₹1,000. अमाउंटेड, that means it's outstanding. So 1,000 interest accrued on investment will be adding up here. That means 1,20,000 plus 700 plus 1,000, that is 1,28,000 will be on the credit side to the outer column, and this 1,000 second effect will move on to asset side, that is other items, that is under the head other items, interest accrued on investment, that is 1,000. Then we have is डिविडेंड इक्वलाइजेशन फंड. कितना है डिविडेंड इक्वलाइजेशन फंड? 10,000. तो ये रिजर्व्स एंड इसमें जाएगा, रिजर्व्स एंड reserves and other funds में dividend equalization fund that is 10,000. Then we have is reserve fund that is 80,000. This will again go into reserves and surplus. 80,000 reserves and surplus 80,000 in a column. Why? Because previous year के profit का 25% we have to transfer here, and then we need to take the total to the outer column. Then we have is common grant fund. Common grant fund is 5,000. Again it is a fund, it will move under the reserves and other funds में. Common grant fund that is 5,000. Then we have is building fund that is 10,000. Building fund will again move into reserves and other fund that is building fund 10,000. Then we have is balance of profit and loss account 14 and 15 that is 23,200. So balance of previous year 23,200 to the inner column. देन व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, हमें बताया गया था पिछले साल के प्रॉफिट का 25% हमें जनरल रिजर्व को, दैट मीन्स रिजर्व फंड को ट्रांसफ़र करना है. तो इसका 25% कितना आएगा 5,800. तो इसमें से 5,800 लेस करो दैट इज 17,400 एंड दिस 5,800 विल बी एडिंग अप हियर दैट इज 80,000 प्लस 5,400 विल कम टू 5,800 ना. तो 85,800 इज द टोटल फॉर दैट. देन वी हैव इज लोन टू मेंबर्स दैट इज कितना लोन दिया है मेंबर्स को 8,20,000 दैट इज मीडियम डिपॉजिट एंड इमरजेंसी डिपॉजिट इज 10 lakh. दिस विल बी ऑन द एसेट साइड. लोन एंड एडवांसेस दैट इज लोन टू मेंबर्स मीडियम डिपॉजिट एंड इमरजेंसी डिपॉजिट 8,20,000 एंड 10,000. देन वी हैव इज इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑन रिजर्व फंड इन फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट दैट इज 80,000. इन्वेस्टमेंट है ये, इन्वेस्टमेंट के अंडर हेड में जाएगा. 80,000 फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑन रिजर्व फंड ऑफ फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट दैट इज 80,000. देन वी हैव इज investment on shares KDDC Bank that is 40,000. Again it will go into investment in shares of KDDC Bank that is 40,000. Cleared? Okay. Then we have as interest on cash credit that is 16,000. Interest on cash credit that is on the debit side. Then it will be our expense that is interest on cash credit. It will be under the head interest that is 16,000. Next we have is honorarium to secretary that is 4,000 and adjustment is there. Outstanding I guess honorarium payable to secretary is 400. Honorarium to secretary will go into salaries and allowances to staff. Honorarium to secretary 4,000. Add means payable means outstanding that is 400. 4,400 to the outer column, and second effect for this 400 will be under the liability that is current liabilities and provisions under honorarium payable to secretary that is outstanding that is 400. Clear to it? Okay. Next we have is then we have is printing and stationery. कितना है printing and stationery 1,500. 1,500 is the printing and stationery. Printing and stationery will move under printing and stationery head. Printing and stationery 1,500 और adjustment में दिया है closing stock of stationery as on 31st/3/2016 was 500. So 1,500 less stock that is 500. Outer column is 1,000 and this 500 is nothing but your closing stock of stationery which will move under your current asset that is stock of stationery 500. Clear to it? Okay. So we'll move on. We'll complete the problem in the next session. Clear to this? Clear? This much is cleared? Okay. अगर clear नहीं है तो please message me or email me on the ID provided to you by the college. I will answer your queries there and there itself. Chalo, we'll meet in the next session and we'll complete the problem here. Understood for this? Okay, thank you all.